Hi everyone, welcome back to Swiss Home Garden. I'm Chitra. In this video, I want to share with you a very easy recipe of fermented tomatoes. Let's begin. I've already shared a few of fermenting recipes in my blog and also in this channel. It's not very much different to that. What I used for this recipe is just tomatoes, salt, water, a few garlic pods and then freshly picked basil leaves. All are from my garden. To ferment the tomatoes is an easy way to let it last a little bit longer, and you also get the beneficial probiotics in your diet. I really couldn't can much, although we had a relatively better harvest than last year because these tomatoes are extremely watery and it takes ages to get just 2 small jars. So I fermented them and I have been using them up, and I also froze a little bit for the winter months. To ferment the tomatoes, all you need is a sterilized glass jar, tomatoes, full tomatoes, firm but ripe. Then you will need a few garlic pods, this is optional, a few freshly picked basil leaves, salt and water. Pack the tomatoes tightly into the glass jar and then add in the garlic pods and the basil leaves, and then fill in with water. The rule of the thumb is you will need between 3 to 4% of salt to make the brine. What I usually do is I melt the salt with a little bit of warm water and let it cool, and then pour it into the liquid. Then you pack it tightly and then press in the fermenting weights. I have the special fermenting weight, and that way the tomatoes are submerged inside the salt water, creating a vacuum, and this starts to work wonders after some time. You will see that the water turns a little bit cloudy and then it is fermenting after a few days, and I have the special fermenting lid too, and this will allow the gas to escape easily. In case you don't have this, you just have to close it a little bit loose, the lid, keep it in a bowl so that the water and the gas can escape easily. Let's begin with the procedure of how to make fermented tomatoes. Wash the tomatoes and remove the stems. With the fork, stab the tomatoes through the stem side to allow the brine to permeate inside the tomato. Layer the garlic, basil leaves and the tomatoes into a sterilized mason jar. Heat a little bit of filtered water and add the salt till it is thoroughly dissolved. The rule of the thumb is to add about 3% of salt. I usually use about 4 tablespoons of Himalaya pink salt for about 2 liters of water. Make sure that the salt is not fluoridated and has no anti-caking agents into it. Cool the lukewarm water and mix it with the remaining water you're going to be adding. Fill the jar to submerge the tomatoes completely in brine. Leave the space for the fermenting weights and gas to escape. Close the lid using these fermenting lids and set it under a tray. If you do not have these fermenting lids, you can also use a thin muslin cloth and cover the lid a little bit loosely so that the gas can escape. Depending on the season and the room temperature, these pickles should be ready between 5 days to a week. Now let me open this. I did this about a week back, so now it's nicely fermented. The brine is cloudy, and now I'll be using it on a bread toast. So we have already toasted some sourdough spelt bread, and I have some butter, and now we will be doing this. enjoyed watching this video, and thank you for watching. I will leave the link below for the blog post. Take a look at my blog at swisshomegarden.com for the recipe. It's so easy. You can easily make it, especially now that the tomatoes are in season. Thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, kindly subscribe. I post one new video every week on food from scratch, Swiss country living, gardening and natural recipes. See you in my next video. Bye bye.